Hello there. Welcome. Thank you very, very much for joining me. I am most grateful. Plenty of Elvis fun to be had, as always. I do hope you're well today. I'm almost over my you-know-whats that I had last week. Yes, I'm almost over my cold. There's just a little bit still in the head and throat, but I'm a lot better than I was this time last week. I don't remember a lot about last week's show. So, yes, to everybody that's joining me, hi Joe Hanley, I see, Vincenzo, Sally, Helen, Missy, AP, Bossa Nova Baby. Yes, I must admit now, I want to say before we go any further that at the moment going on is in aid of the dementia charity. The Circle G Foundation is doing a telethon, a marathon or something like that, a live stream. It's on Elvis Nation, my friend Brent's channel, Rick's A to Z as well, and Michael Riker's Top of the Hops as well, and of course Leslie Penning is on there because she is head of the Circle G Foundation. She runs the whole show very, very well, I must admit now. She does a great job. Well done, Leslie, if you're watching this on playback. Dylan's World as well, a great supporter of this channel, Dylan Bowen. He's broadcasted live as well at the same time. And what I will ask you to do is when you do hop over to watch that live stream, even if you're going to watch it on catch up, there is a QR stream. Not a QR stream, a QR code like that's above my head, the same sort of thing. And if you want to click on that, you can donate to the dementia charity and so forth. Right, so that's what I wanted to say. Something far more important going on than what's going on this channel. So I'd like you to support that, please. I really would. But if you are going to stay with me, thank you very, very much. And it's... as you can see, the topic this week will be the new Elvis exhibition that's opening. I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. And we will be doing This Day in Elvis History. There's always a lot of interesting things happen down the years on this day in Elvis history. Underrated Elvis song. I wish Elvis had recorded a particular song. People send in their ideas to me. If they hear a song and they think, I wish Elvis had recorded that song, send it in to me. I wish Elvis had sung this song live. Again, Elvis recorded so many songs, but he didn't record them all live or sing them live. So if there is a particular Elvis song that you wished he'd sung live, send it in to me and we'll cover that as well. And there's Juan. Hi, Juan. Great phone call last week. No, there isn't an answer in the quiz. Steve Binder, cheeky, from last week. What else have we got? We've got Caption This Photo. Yeah, great fun with that every week. Smoking hot photo. Goes without saying why it's a smoking hot photo. I'd like to thank you very, very much for all the kind support and messages and coffee that you pay, that you buy for me. You can do so by clicking the link in the description below, or you can scan that QR code. It's just a nice way of supporting the show and helping me feel appreciated. And I do drink a lot of coffee, so if you want to buy me a coffee or two or three, please do. I'd be very, very happy to take you up on that. Right, that's all that out the way. The quiz, yes. I meant to look to see who'd won last month's quiz, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So it'll actually be next week when I tell you who'd won March's fan of the month. Right, so, and as you probably heard from my trailer and from my posts that I put out during the week, the specialist subject this week is all the questions are on that fabulous movie. Ah, there's Dave. Thanks, Dave. Dave is helping me out. I think Chris is helping me out with the moderation as well. That fabulous movie, that 1970s movie, That's the Way It Is. So, if you want to get ready, that's what the quiz questions are going to be about. Right. And the question number one, what color ink will I write my answers in this week? Oh, and I've got a new quiz jingle as well that I play when the person gets it right. I think it's one that I've used before and I've resurrected it, and I think Dave will like it as well because it was one of his green. Okay, Mark Green it is, for Mark Green. I promised you I'd do that. Right, there's Salam and Sally. Hi Salam, hi Sally. Susan, welcome aboard everybody. Now, question number one on That's the Way It Is. Who said in the movie that being an Elvis fan is like falling in love? Now, hello, Karen Armstrong. Salam says. Karen says no clue. Well, I'll give you a clue. It's in the original release. The 1970 release. A fan, yeah. Yes, a fan said it. Ruth Daniel, hello, how are you? Tracy, Anne Y. Cameron, good to see you on board, Cameron. Now, one person has got it right. Paul Gansky says Charo. Is that for the next question, Paul? Okay. Got black hair is all I know. Well, that young lady that said that is a person that I have actually interviewed for this channel. She was a journalist. She wrote for Tiger Beat, and she met Elvis in 1969 at the famous August the 1st press conference. And there's pictures of her with Elvis. Elvis looking absolutely devastating. And Anne was newlywed then, actually. But it is Anne Moses that said that. So Ruth Daniel, well done, Ruth. You're going to get this resurrected jingle.
Get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around.
Yes. Get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around. Right. Question, Mrs. EAP Elaine says, Holy Moses. Yes. It's a very interesting interview. And if you want to look it up, it's in the playlist on this channel under interviews with people from the Elvis world. Okay, so go to playlists with the tabs along the top where you can find community and videos and live and all that, and click on the playlist. The jingle doesn't sound as clear. I know, yeah, it does sound a bit echoey.
Get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around.
Yeah. Ruth says, I remember that wonderful interview. Well, thank you, Ruth. Yes, and a lovely lady. And a lovely lady. Right, so question number 2. Which actor associated with Alfred Hitchcock was filmed during opening night, August 10th, 1970? There you go. That's an easy one. Yes. Lots of people getting it. Lots of people. Yeah. There's Roseanne. Hi, Roseanne. Lisa. Yeah. It was indeed Cary Grant. And thanks, Dave. Yeah. So, well done. I'm going to write Mark Green's name in green. Yeah.
Get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around.
Yeah, the first one was a little bit difficult, so I thought I'd go easy on you on the second one. This is an easy one as well if you're listening out to what Elvis says during That's the Way It Is, because I want you to put the missing word in here, and the missing word will get you that jingle. Steve, use Elvis saying what you got on your mind for the jingle. Yes, that's from January, February 1970, I think, isn't it? It's on the On Stage ad album, I think. Is it? Or is it in That's the Way It Is? I'll have to fish it out, but I love the way he says, what you got on your mind. Okay, here we go. Finish this sentence off. If the songs don't go over, we can do a medley of... Ruth says yes on stage. Right. I'll have to try and fish that out for the jingle. If the songs don't go over, we can do a medley of... Salam says classics. It's actually, yeah. It is actually costumes. That's what he says. You have to listen quite closely, but he does say costumes. And I think it was Brian Roberts. Dave, you might just be able to check for me, but I think it was Brian. Yeah, Paul Gansky says costumes. Dolores says old songs. Salam says I'm just making stuff up. Story of my life. Making stuff up. Okay. Right, Brian. Well done.
Get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around.
This says the answers coming up before questions have been asked. All I can say is maybe go out and back in again. So, yeah. A lot of people say that happens, and I don't know how, because I'm the only one that knows the answers. Oh, and Chris and Dave. Although I'm not even sure if I sent them to Dave this week, because I wasn't sure whether Dave was popping in. Dave, you'll have to tell me the day before the live show if you're going to be working the moderation shift, and I'll send you the answers. Right. I think this is a really easy one. What's the first song we hear Elvis sing in the movie? That's the Way It Is. No Dylan tonight, so he's on the Circle G Foundation Dementia Charity Marathon. Okay, so the first song that we hear Elvis sing is Mystery Train. It's the I'll allow Mystery Train stroke Tiger Man because it's the medley, but that's really what I'm looking for: Mystery Train, Tiger Man, or Mystery Train. So Dave, did you see who gave me Mystery Train first? Helen Ludlow. Well done, Helen Ludlow. Okay. I'll just backtrack and make sure that is okay with everybody. Mystery Train. Yeah, it does look like it's Helen. Well done, Helen. You get this.
Get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around.
Okay, right. 4 down, 2 to go. This might trip some people up. It might. Although, when I say that, millions of people get it. I thought you meant in the studio, Steve. Oh, right. Okay, I see what you mean, Cameron. No. What was the first song we hear Elvis sing in the movie? Right. Again, I researched this to make sure that I was getting it right. I knew the answer, but I thought I will just double check just to make sure that it's right. And it is correct that Who provided the female soprano backing vocals during the concerts shot for the movie? Okay, listen carefully. Who provided the female soprano backing vocals during the concerts shot for the movie? Yeah, there was me thinking I was being clever, and hundreds of people are getting it. Hello, Rachel. Juan says Millie Kirkham. Yeah, believe it or not, it was Millie Kirkham. Millie was there just for the shooting. I think it was the 6 concerts that were shot for That's the Way It Is. Millie was there for those 6, and after MGM left, so did Millie. But it was the wonderful Millie Kirkham, and to this day, I would have adored to have got Millie on the channel to speak with her, but unfortunately, she's now no longer with us. And Dave tells me that it was Timothy Lee. Well done, Timothy Lee.
Get out of the stables, Grandma. You're too old to be horsing around.
If you look very, very closely on That's the Way It Is, you can see Millie. So, yeah. One more to go. And I'm so confident that nobody's going to get this that I'm just going to strike this through as no NA or not applicable or not answered. And this basically is, it's a multiple choice question. So somebody's going to get it. There was me getting all cocky and saying you're not going to get this, but you are, because if I give you a multiple choice, eventually somebody is going to pick the right one. Okay. Juliet Prowse was there, yes, opening night, yeah. She's filmed arriving as well. Hello, Rebel Vegan. Now, multiple choice, I'm going to give you the choice of 3 answers. Where did the movie premiere? Was it New York City, Toronto, Canada, or Memphis, Tennessee? There you are. We'll take the first person that gets it right, Dave. A lot of people saying Memphis. Some people saying Toronto. New York, New York. Well, I'm pleased to say that almost straight away, Juan has got it. And I'm pleased to say that a lot of people have got the right answer as well. Toronto. So, as I say, there was me thinking I was being clever. I wonder why it premiered in Toronto. I mean, nothing against Toronto, don't get me wrong, but you think it had been somewhere like Memphis or New York or somewhere like that. Strange. Anyway, well done, Juan. And that completes the quiz for tonight. It would have been interesting to have seen how many of those Dylan would have got had he not been otherwise engaged. In fact, I might ask Dylan these 6 questions when I get a chance and see how many he knew. So, and well done everybody for that got those questions right. Thanks very much to everybody that took part as well. It's all just a little bit of fun. Yes, there is a prize at the end of the month, but it is just a little bit of fun as well. Right, what are we doing here now? Watch out, Steve. Elvis is watching you. Yeah, he's singing me a song right in my ear, isn't he? Now, there's a topic coming up, and then we'll do a poll. So let's, as you can see, this week's topic is a new Elvis exhibition that is coming up, and it's at the Ryman Theatre or the Ryman Auditorium. Nashville's beloved music venue, the Ryman Auditorium, has announced a new Elvis Presley exhibit. Now, it's better known, obviously, as the Grand Ole Opry, but that's what it's called. Its real name is the Ryman Auditorium. The exhibition is called From Memphis to Ryman, and it commemorates 70 years since Elvis's only Grand Ole Opry performance there. His historic performance is revisited through a chain of recollections, photographs, and artifact displays. Elvis was joined by guitarist Scotty Moore and double bass player Bill Black during the performance. The exhibition's centerpiece is the storytelling of Elvis's appearance, narrated by American country music singer-songwriter Matthew Ramsey. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Matthew. Special artifacts bring guests through the life and legacy of the renowned artist, including the 1954 contract between Elvis and Sun Records that helped his career take off. Entry to From Memphis to Ryman is included in all daytime tour tickets at the Ryman. Now, just a little bit of background. As I said earlier on, Elvis played the Opry only once on October the 2nd, 1954. He was 19 years of age. The Grand Ole Opry stage at the Ryman Auditorium was known as the Mother Church of Country Music. Elvis sang the classic country tune Blue Moon of Kentucky. However, this isn't me talking. This is the article. His rock and roll swagger just wasn't the perfect match with the traditional country crowd. His infusion of rhythm and blues, as well as his infamous body gyrations, were viewed as vulgar by many. Shock, horror. Yes, Juan, Jim Denny. Yes, the Grand Ole Opry audience literally sat on their hands as they weren't used to his raucous style of music. Jim Denny, the opera manager, told him to not give up his day job to keep up the truck driving. Elvis must have cried all the way from Nashville back to Memphis. I wonder, did Jim Denny ever eat his words? You can bet your life he did. Well done, Jim. Fortunately, just a few weeks later, he became the Opry's biggest competitor with appearances on the Louisiana Hayride. So he was the winner in the long run, and the Opry was the loser, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I know the thumbnail for this live stream said Elvis only appeared there once and flopped. But it's not flopped as in he flopped. It's flopped ? Because he didn't flop. They just weren't really ready for him. The Opry wasn't really ready for him. He didn't flop. Far from it. In fact, we know what happened after 1954 and is still happening today. So far from flopped. But it's a little bit ironic to think that he was told to stick to driving a truck. And now there is a exhibition. I have some photographs as well. And it's, well, there's the Ryman. Grand Ole Opry. And there's part of the exhibition. Doesn't seem to be that big. Scotty Moore's guitar. Sun Records, 78s. So those are just a few photographs of the exhibition, which is running now at the Ryman in Nashville. So I wanted to my absent friend Dylan suggested this poll, and what a great poll it is. I'm going to put it up in a minute, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the photographs. And I want you to vote on which Sideburns are your favorite. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. It really is that simple this week. Start poll. Okay. So I'll leave that up for a minute or two. I'll take it down, but I'll put it back up again numerous times during this show. So, which is your favorite Sideburns. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. And I will reveal the one that gets the most votes. Okay? I'm not telling you which year they're from or which decade or anything like that. Just you pick your favorite Sideburns. Sideburns. Actually, do you know what? I can leave those up, can't I? While I do This Day in Elvis History, and I can just flick between the photographs for This Day in Elvis History and the Sideburns. Yeah. This Day in Elvis History. I still don't know who that guy is that says that. He does sound a lot like me, though, doesn't he? Right, here we go. 1955, April 14th. If this is a red letter day for you, or an anniversary, your birthday, anything like that, or somebody you know, a member of your family, wedding anniversary, anything like that, April the 14th, this is what was coinciding with that for your anniversary. Elvis performed at Owl Park, Gainesville, Texas, where he still was largely unknown and only drew a handful of people, along with Frank Starr, the Rockaway Boys, and Onnie Wheeler. 1956, maybe due to the flight problems of the other day, or just because Elvis was tired, the session at RCA's Nashville studio didn't go very well. Just one song was recorded in 3 hours. I Want You, I Need You, I Love You. While there, Elvis was presented with a gold record for Heartbreak Hotel. After the session, Elvis and the band took a flight back to Memphis, where in the evening, Elvis stopped by Dewey Phillips's radio show at the Hotel Chiska. And here we go. Yes, there are the photographs. There's the photograph of him getting the gold record. There's him listening to a playback in sock feet. Here's him listening to another playback very intently. Great action shot there with the Jordanaires in the background. And there he is, back in Memphis, Hotel Chiska, with Gladys, Vernon, Dewey Phillips. Yeah, of course, I alluded to the problems getting to the session. We know that the day prior to the recording session, they had a very, very close call where the small airplane that they were in, the boys were in, nearly crashed. So I would imagine they were still pretty shook up the next day. Okay, 1961, Blue Hawaii. 62, Girls, Girls, Girls. 64, Roustabout. Hear 'em, Scare 'em, 65. Clambake Production, 1967. Live a Little, Love a Little, 1968. Las Vegas, on this day, in 19... what? No, that was last week. I was nearly reading out some of last week's information there. I beg your pardon. 1969. Yes, that's what I meant to say. In the Ghetto, Any Day Now was released. The song was Elvis's first top 10 hit in the US in 4 years, peaking at number 3, and his first UK top 40 hit in 3 years, peaking at number 2. It hit number 1 on Cashbox. It was a number 1 hit in West Germany, Ireland, Norway, Australia, and New Zealand. And also, we've got a very dapper Elvis around about the time of Change of Habit, with Charlie Hodge in the back seat as well. So that was during Change of Habit production. Okay, moving on. I have the Chino Canyon Estate. There it is, beautiful house. Was purchased by Elvis on April the 14th, 1970. He put $20,000 as a down payment and financed $85,000 for a total purchase price of $105,000. He actually paid more for it than he did Graceland, but of course this was 1970, so how much was Graceland worth in 1970? When Elvis bought the house, it was 3,500 square feet. After Elvis and Priscilla got divorced, he expanded the house with an additional 2,000 square feet for a party room, a new bedroom, and 2 bathrooms, and a sauna. Why wouldn't you? Excuse me. Why wouldn't you? In 1972, Elvis performed at Greensboro Coliseum, North Carolina. The show was filmed and recorded for Elvis on Tour. There he is backstage with Dick Grobe. There he is having fun on stage. The Sweets are enjoying that. Okay. This was filmed by Elvis on Tour as he arrived. Takeoff time 8:15. Okay, coming up now is a sequence of shots, and we just know what Elvis was saying without me repeating it. Yeah. Hey, Jerry. Red's having a good laugh in the background because he knows what Elvis is going to say. And Elvis has got a real cheeky look on his face there, hasn't he? Because he's just said what we all know he's just said. Yeah. Okay. Great fun. So a reminder, those 4 pictures on screen at the moment are for the poll. Which Sideburns are your favorite? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? And you can vote on that for a few more minutes until just before the end of the show. On this day in history, in 1975, there was a overdub session at Quadraphonic Sound Studio in Nashville, Tennessee. There was overdubs to Fairy Tale, Green Green Grass of Home, and I Love You So, Woman Without Love, Bringing It Back, Bringing It Back, and Pieces of My Life. That was for the soon-to-be-released Elvis Today album. So, that's this day in Elvis history. I'd like to remind you that I'm still looking, as always, for ideas for the show. You can send them to me. Underrated songs, Photoshop, smoking hot photos. You see how that reaction every time I say that? I must stop saying that. Songs you wished Elvis had sung live, or songs you wished Elvis had recorded. Funny caption photos, or you can suggest a topic for discussion. And you can send them to the email address that's on screen now, or you can send them to me via Twitter, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, any way that you can, you normally speak to me during the week, then you can send those. And yes, I'm going to do Photoshop. And it's this one. It's fake. It's Priscilla's head was photoshopped onto Mariah? I was going to say Mariah Carey. Michelle Carey's body. And basically what they've used is they've used Priscilla's face from their wedding photograph where she's giving Elvis some wedding cake. And they've put it on Michelle Carey's photo as Bernice from Live a Little, Love a Little. So, so if you ever see that one, and that's provided by, I think it's Elvis My Love Facebook page. Thanks very much to Elvis My Love Facebook page. Thanks very much. So that's the Photoshop, and we move on. Still time to vote on the Sideburns, number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. You can keep voting on that. And I wish Elvis had sung this song. Yes. Live. Because he did sing this song, okay? And it's chosen by Linda. Thanks very much, Linda, for sending this in. And it's Tomorrow Never Comes. It's a 1945 song by Ernest Tubb, composed by Tubb with lyrics by Johnny Bond. The song was recorded at least 3 times by Glenn Campbell, and also by B.J. Thomas, 1965, Brian Poole in 1967, Slim Whitman in 1970, Jim Neighbours in 1970 as well, and George Jones in 1974. That was just a few other ones. But of course, the version we are concerning ourselves with is the Elvis version. Recorded during what was become known as the Nashville Marathon, Elvis recorded the song at RCA Studio B on June the 7th, 1970, and it was released on the LP Elvis Country. I'm 10,000 Years Old. On January the 7th, 1971, the day before Elvis's 36th birthday. It was the second track on the album, and it's the song that Linda wished Elvis had sung live. What do you think? I mean, there's that big dramatic ending that Elvis put on it. That would have been great to have heard him singing that in 1970 in Vegas. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Of course, if you're not familiar with Tomorrow Never Comes, I will put that's the album that it's on. I will put a link below for that, and you can hear Elvis singing that, and then you can think, yeah, he would have done a good job with that live, that's for sure. So, yes, there you are. Now, let's do this. Caption the photo. Yeah. That always sets me off, kind of. Not. Let's do it again. Caption the photo. Yes, caption the photo. What I do on a Monday or a Tuesday, normally I don't get round to it until a Tuesday, is on the community tab on the YouTube channel, I put a photograph, and it's normally a funny photograph or Elvis up to something strange, and I ask you to provide a caption and also give the thumbs up to the one that you like the most, the other person's captions that you like the most, and whoever gets the most thumbs up is the winner and gets a shout out. But here's some of the ones that were left to this photo. Yeah, that one. And it's, oh no, Elvis is sleepwalking again. Don't wake him up, just guide him back to his bunk. Please say I'm the king. People say I'm the king, but look, I'm Superman. Someday I'll fly to the rock of eternity. I'm trying to get to you if this guy would just move his leg. Just practicing my Hawaiian dance for the new movie. But the winner is... with 18 likes, it's, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Elvis. And that was sent in by Vincenzo Redente. Vincenzo, very well done and congratulations. 18 likes for, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Elvis. I like it. I like it. So we'll... We'll give Vincenzo a round of applause, of course. Still on the screen, your favourite Sideburns, number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Keep voting, please. There's still time to do that. And I suppose what I can do is, before we go any further, I do actually have a caller on the line, so I can go to that. Mark, stand by, please. Let's see now. Hi, Mark. Hmm. I'm not sure why Mark can't hear me. But Brent, stand by. And I'll see if I can get Brent going as well. Yes, hi. Yeah, great. I was having a major heart attack there, wondering why Mark couldn't hear me, and I thought it might be my end, but it must be his end. Yeah. Now, for people that don't know what Brent is talking about, you were doing no, it's not a telethon. It was a marathon, wasn't it, today?
Means a lot. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Can you just say something else to me again, please?
Sure.
Okay. Do you know that what we've just been saying, unfortunately, they are saying that they can't actually hear what you're saying, but I think I've just sorted it out. And if I can just look and ask the people, can you hear Brent saying anything now? Brent, could you
hear me now, people? Hear me.
Okay. Because what we might have to do is we might have to just we might have to we can't hear. Okay, now. Yes. Okay.
Okay,
So
you can hear me now?
yeah. So basically, what I'm going to say to you is, you were doing a marathon tonight, weren't you, on your channel? And
Right.
if you can just tell us what it is again. I'm sorry to ask you to go through this again, but it is very important we get this across.
Yeah, for the Circle G Foundation, we have been celebrating today in an online telethon fundraiser to honor Elvis's memory of charitable giving by working with supplying donations to Alzheimer's and dementia organizations that the Circle G contributes to. And we had a lot of people showed up, and I asked Steve and Leon Smith of the Ultimate Elvis channel by Leon to film a little bit about Elvis's generosity, just a little blurb. And it was a tall order because we kind of threw this all together at the last second. And I want to thank Steve and Leon for making a video clip of them telling their favorite Elvis generosity story, and it was such a great thing. We raised some money over at the Circle G Foundation, but Steve, thank you so much. I know it was a quick kind of thing that came out of left field, but thank you.
It was my pleasure. I also want to get across that they can still donate, can't they? If they re-watch that video, there's a QR code that they can scan. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be available for replay. I think sometimes right after you sign off, it takes a few minutes for it to generate, but it was on Elvis A through Z. It was also on my channel too. And it was just one of those great days today, because Sunday is like Elvis NFL, in America. So this like it's a big Sunday event, and then we had that earlier, and so it's like a great Elvis day of action going on here. And just really, we talk a lot of times how there's certain negativity within certain factions of the Elvis community, but what I saw today were people just getting together, all for Elvis,
Yes.
all for doing something that we think Elvis would have loved, and you were part of that, Steve, and I thank you.
Thank you for asking me. Yeah, I mean, Elvis would have been so proud of what you did tonight. He really would have been. I'm sure he was looking.
I would like to think so, because I don't think they recognized him as much during the time he was around. Um, because a lot of those stories surfaced after he died of his generosity.
Yeah, well, no, I mean,
So,
he definitely didn't do it, to get into the papers. I mean, my story, it was short and sweet, but I know that, he didn't do it to get into the papers. He was just touched
oh, he was
by,
not a showbunner. He was the opposite, actually. No virtue signaling or anything.
correct. I mean, he was just so touched when the Memphis Mafia member read out the story about the lady that didn't have the wheelchair. He just knew he had to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so.
definitely did. And so it's a great spirit of generosity Elvis has, and just great stuff all around. And now, after 3 hours of the marathon, I entered the scene a little late, Steve, but I'm going to sit back and enjoy now.
Thanks very much. And sorry for asking you to repeat yourself again. There was just a minor glitch there, but thanks very much. It was very, very important we got that message out.
Oh, thank you so much, Steve. And all you guys enjoy the rest of the program.
Yeah, and all the best to you, Brent.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Yes, great. Thanks for calling in, Brent. And just my apologies there to everybody for the dead air that was going on there for about a minute. It was just a switch over that hadn't quite worked. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to say hi to Mark. Mark, are you there?
Hi Steve, how you doing?
Second time lucky. How are you doing?
Yeah, I missed you the first time, couldn't get hold of you.
These things happen. The glitches, they're known as.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. I've had a bit of an Elvis day today. Well, this afternoon, watched Tickle Me on Blu-ray. Quite fun.
Oh, yeah, the wonderful Jocelyn Lane.
Harassed about on the FDD.
Yeah.
I've had a bit of an Elvis afternoon.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay. Well, so what would you like to say? Is there anything in particular you'd like to say, or do you want to talk to me about these sideburns?
Well, yeah, just about the sideboards for me. Personally, number 2.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I do like 3 as well, but 2 would be my preference,
Have you any idea what decades those are from? Would you like to take a stab?
I would think that's probably around 1968.
Which one?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. What's number 1?
Number 1 is early 50s, isn't it?
Really? Okay. You'll be surprised. Number 3?
Number 3. I remember looking at number 3 would be probably 69, 70.
All right. Okay. And what about number 4?
Like the 70s.
Oh, right. Okay. You're going to be surprised with a couple of those, actually. I should have used I should have used this as a.
Into the pictures. I didn't look straight away.
My
phone was going in and out today, so
I see.
I've been a bit peculiar. So
do you know I should have used this as a.
I just thought that the one that I liked was number 2.
Yeah, so, I should have used this as a quiz question, shouldn't I? It would have been a good.
Yeah.
Which decade is this Sideburn from? All right, matey.
I was going to ask you a question and put you on the spot.
Oh, right. Okay, go on then.
What would your favourite album be out of these 3? You ready?
Go on then.
The first one will be Elvis Is Back.
Okay.
Then How Great Thou Art. And Elvis Today.
Wow, that is a tough one. Do you know, I'm going to have to say Elvis Today because...
I thought you would.
Because of bringing it back. All right. But it is such a tough one. Yeah. I just, when you put on the spot like that, it really is difficult. Yeah. Elvis Today. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now you know how we all feel every week.
Exactly. All right, Mark. All the best.
And you, mate.
Great to speak to you. Cheers, matey. Bye-bye. Yeah. And we go to Vincenzo, if you want to stand by, Vincenzo. And,
hi, Steve. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Everything's working fine now, actually. I was a bit mean to Brent. I had to ask him to say all the things twice.
I couldn't hear him at first.
I said to him, Brent, I'm going to have to
Yeah.
ask you to say it again. And he goes, what, again? But, I mean, it was for such a good cause that, you know, at the end of the day, I wanted to get that message out. It really is, you know, it was for dementia and the Circle G Foundation. So how are you today anyway?
I'm doing good.
Did you like this idea of the picture poll? What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I voted for number 2.
You would have gone for number 2. And which decade do you think that is from?
The second one is from 1968.
Oh, you think it's from 1968, do you?
And the first one is from 1977.
Oh, okay. And what about number 3?
Number 3 is 69.
Okay, and number 4?
68, around the same time you did Speedway.
Okay, right, all right. Well, you did quite well there, actually. But wait till I do the big reveal later on.
Yeah.
You didn't get them all right, but I'm impressed. Yeah. I'm very impressed. Yeah. And also, congratulations for winning the caption, the photo as well. That was a really good caption you put. All right, Vincenzo.
I was just gonna say, I think it's strange that we're doing a thing in Nashville when he bombed over there.
What the Opry, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit ironic, isn't it, to think they didn't ask him back and now they're doing an exhibition.
I know.
But anyway.
Nice talking to you, Steve.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Vincenzo. Have a good week.
Bye.
All the best. Bye-bye. Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Vincenzo was saying there. It is quite ironic to think that, I mean, he didn't flop, really. They just weren't ready for him. You know, that's why I put flopped ? In the thumbnail, because he didn't flop. It was just not the time or the place. So again, what I am asking you to vote on is which is your favorite Sideburn? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. And by the way, this is courtesy of Dylan. A great idea, Dylan. And again, if anybody wants to supply a poll to me, they can do that. Send it to me. There's a maximum of 4 options for the poll, though. You can't have more than 4 options. So there's another call waiting. Cam, if you want to stand by, I can bring you on and I can say, hi, Cam, how are you doing? Oh, that sounds rather robotic. We'll see if it clears. Hello, Cam. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, that sounds very weird. Very weird. Cam, I'll try you again in a few minutes. I've got Priscilla on standby. So what I might do is I might say, hi, Priscilla.
How are you, Steve, my boy?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Do
you know, I can't get over how quickly these Sundays come round.
Well, they certainly do flitter by. And come here till I tell you, what a day today was.
Why is that?
It was an Elvis afternoon, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. The marathon on the other channel was absolutely superb.
Kevin came in to me a few minutes ago, earlier on, and he goes, "What's on?"
Yeah.
Because obviously it was the marathon that was on, and he went, "Is it on already?"
Did they show my video? Did they show my video, or did I end up on the cutting room floor?
No, they absolutely showed your video.
Fair enough.
And what a lovely story you chose to tell. It's actually one that I use regularly when trying to burst the terrible bubble of awfulness that exists around Elvis. I think it was Sonny West that told that story in one of his sessions.
I could never remember where I read it, but I knew I read it in a couple of books anyway.
The line that struck me most was as they left the house. They turned to Elvis. I don't know, was it Sonny? Because I know there was somebody else there. It might have been Lamar, maybe.
Yeah.
And they said, "Elvis, I don't think she knew who you were."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "That's okay. She knows somebody cared."
Yeah, that's right.
That's the clincher, isn't it?
And I don't think he cared whether she knew who he was or not. You know, that wasn't the reason why he did it. You know.
No, he did it because he could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because he wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to be helpful.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's probably so many more stories just like that one that we'll never know about.
He bought houses for people,
Mm-hmm.
people who wouldn't even have been allowed to own their own home because of the color of their skin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just phenomenal.
He paid for Jackie Wilson's hospital care as well, didn't he?
He absolutely did, and also the producer, what to call him?
Oh, Felton Jarvis. He got him a kidney, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and he just went out of his way to do that. He never got lost in the greatness.
Mm-hmm.
He always remained grounded, and I think some of the reasons he did that is because he in doing that, it did ground him. It did remind him that, it's not all this plastic or fantastical world that, some of these megastars live in now. He remained true to his roots, and I think he was kindness to the core, really.
Yeah, of
That's
course. He was the epitome of kindness and generosity and good nature.
The epitome of kindness, he really was.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely was. And I think we're very blessed that we as a community have found people who think the same way as we do, who constantly teach me things on a regular basis, or they just allow you to open your viewpoint and your mindset, and then to share the love we have in a way that can't be done with outside this circle. This circle widens.
It's such a lovely place to be as well. I often say when I find out when I meet somebody and then I find out they're an Elvis fan, it instantly makes me like them more. It's just because we're a family.
Certainly a good point. But I think we also need to remember too, and this is important for me, Steve, right? We're all at different levels of the Elvis, to coin a phrase that is used regularly by Brent and others, the deep dive. We're all at different stages. We all love Elvis for different reasons, or we all have, I suppose, different depths of knowledge. And
we all have different areas of expertise as well, don't we? We all know. Some people know about his films. I mean, some people know more about his films than his songs. Other people know more about stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that there's a willingness for people to impart that and share that knowledge they have, and an openness for them to accept other things or hear other viewpoints, or I mean, where on earth could I have a conversation with anybody to the same level as this? And our conversations don't always revolve wholeheartedly around Elvis.
No.
They start with Elvis.
Yeah.
They move to our real lives and real life experiences.
That's right.
And they generally come back to Elvis. Yeah. And that's an amazing experience.
But you know what? Do you know what I love? I love it when I find out something new that I hadn't known about Elvis. I just absolutely love it. Because I think, all these years and I can still find something new about him. It's great.
Yeah, I lost you there a bit, Stephen.
Oh, did you?
But I think I can get the drift of it. That after all these years, there are still things.
Yeah, I absolutely love it when I hear something new that I didn't know before. I mean, none of us can know it all. And I wouldn't want to know it all, to be honest, because I still love to find out things about him.
Well, I think I remember you and I having a conversation some time ago with regards to the Baz's film being released.
Mm-hmm.
That I had a couple of buddies that were, wanting to watch it and watching it with me, and amazed at what, did you know? They'd come back to me during the week, or you'd get the odd old message going, oh my God, and I'm going, oh my God, you Elvis virgins, you have it so good. And she started laughing at me.
Yeah,
but it was true. It was because she was at a very early stage. Now, obviously, she knew who Elvis was, and she grew up in the same decade as I did, but it was just amazing. But I'm still having those moments, and I'm having more of those moments now within the community that exists.
Well, I've often said to you many times, I envy the younger fans and the newer fans having to go and hear all these songs and see all these movies and see all these concerts for the first time. I'd love to be able to go through all that again. Yeah. All
Well,
right,
I
but
suppose the other thing, though, other thing, Steve, that's important in this scenario is that you can re-experience those things, and depending on where you are in your own life at the time, they
true.
can have another meaning, a newer meaning, a different,
Yeah.
they can hit another chord, and I think we're very, very, very lucky. That's my thing. I never claim to be educated or knowledgeable or any of those things. I do love Elvis, though.
Yes. Now listen, do you remember which Sideburn you voted for?
I absolutely do, because I don't like Sideburns, so I went for 4.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's very short and understated, isn't it?
Yeah, come here till I tell you, with a face like that, who needs a sideburn?
Exactly. It's hiding too much of his face. Okay, Priscilla. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. See ya.
Okay, have a good week. Bye.
Same to you. Bye.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah. Well, we tried Cam again, actually. It was a bit robotic the first time, but he might have cleared by now. Cam, can you hear me? Okay. Unfortunately, we'll have to bypass Cam, and maybe he can call in next week and we can have a chat. Now, I was going to remind you, of course, again, that there's still time to vote on which Sideburns are your favourite. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. And I'm really getting to like this idea now of this poll. Thanks, Dylan, for this idea. And I remember when Dylan sent me the message, he says, I think this is a bit of a crazy idea, but I'm going to run it by you anyway. And I said, please do. I'm open to all suggestions. And he says, what about favourite Sideburns? And I says, okay, you've got it. What a great idea. And even now I'm warming to it as well. And I think it's a great idea. The longer it goes on, the more and more I like it as a poll idea. Now, we are going to move on. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. And it was sent in by Ben Poor. Hi, Ben. Thanks very much for sending it in. And it is Tell It Like It Is. It's a song written by George Davis and Lee Diamond and originally recorded and released in 1966 by Aaron Neville. In 2010, the song was ranked number 391 on the Rolling Stone magazine list of 500 greatest songs of all time. So it was quite high, unfortunately, up there, but it still made it. In 66, Aaron Neville recorded and released the original version, Tell It Like It Is, on his album of the same title, Parlow Records. In November 1966, the track was issued as a single, which peaked in early 1967 at number 2 on the US Billboard Hot 100, behind I'm a Believer by the Monkees, and number 1 on the US Hot R&B Hip Hop Song Chart. In 2015, the version of the song recorded in 1966 by Aaron Neville was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Ben, who suggested the song, told me, this track suddenly coursed through my brain and I had to share it and would be interested in your thoughts. It's right in his wheelhouse, especially once the TCB band was incorporated. And as you know, his arrangements abilities is an underappreciated talent that he possessed. Yes, he was a very good arranger, was our Elvis. And if you're not familiar with the song, you can find the link in the description box below this video. Let me and Ben know what you think of Elvis recording this song. Tell It Like It Is by Aaron Neville, 1966. You can let me know in the comment section below. So, yes, I do apologize again for the dead air when Brent first came on. And thanks to Brent for his patience as well as saying all the stuff that he said all over again. Sorry about that, Brent. Right, so what have we got? We've done the caption. Oh, yes, there it is. Tell It Like It Is there. Okay. George Davis, Lee Diamond, sung by Aaron Neville on Parlow Records. Okie dokie. Now, underrated Elvis songs, not estimated. makes it sound like I'm doing a building quote or something. Underestimated. So yes, we're going to do underrated Elvis song, suggested by Don McLennan, and it's this one. It's a Matter of Time. It's a song written by Clive Westlake and recorded in 1972 by Elvis. He recorded it on the 29th/30th of March at RCA Studio C. It was the third day of a 3-day recording session before they started doing the mock recording session for Elvis on Tour. It was after he'd recorded Always on My Mind. Elvis did only 5 takes, with only 2 being a complete version of the song. The song was first released in August 1972 as the B-side to Burning Love. There you are. And then in November on the album Burning Love and Hits from His Movies Volume 2. Okay, I've never quite understood how It's a Matter of Time can be from his movies. Burning Love definitely is, because he did sing Burning Love on stage on Elvis on Tour. In fact, he introduced it, didn't he? While the A-side Burning Love made it to number 2 on the Hot 100, It's a Matter of Time charted both on the Billboard Easy Listening and Hot Country Singles charts. It became the last Elvis single to be certified platinum. There you are. Don told me, great voice and great story, and Don believes it's an underrated Elvis song. I agree. Do you agree? Leave your comments in the section below. So, I do. I love the line where he sings, and the waiting around is really killing me. I just love the way he sings that line. So anyway, as I say, check it out if you're not familiar with it. I know there are some newer fans that watch this show. Thank you very much for doing that. It's much appreciated. And I will leave the link for It's a Matter of Time below. Okay. Smoking hot photo of the week. Oh yes, the smoking hot. Although I will just say one thing first. I would love for you to bottom right hand, there's a subscribe and a bell. Underneath the video there's a subscribe button. Push that button and push the bell and select all notifications. So let's do. Oh, and also another thing as well. I don't know why I've got Photoshop up on here. I really don't. Why have I got Photoshop up in here? I've shown you that. There's something else we do as well, which is Discord, and we can all chat on Discord, and we can also send in Elvis pick of the day. There's some of the ones that are sent in over the past few weeks, and people give a heart to the one they like the most, and then whoever gets the most hearts is the winner on that particular day, and then all the hearts are totaled up, and then there's a monthly winner. And there's also an Elvis chat thread as well, and an off-topic one. If you don't want to talk about Elvis, but you want to talk to somebody you know on Discord, you can talk to them on that as well. Before I do the smoking hot, actually, I'll do the reveal of the poll. Which one do you like the best? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4 Sideburn? So let's do that. Let's have a look. According to this, number 1 gets 4%, number 2 gets 57%, number 3 gets 7%, and number 4 gets 32%. So I'm going to end that now. Okay. And I'm going to reveal that the one, number 2, that got the most is this. It's the 1968 comeback special, as it's known. All right. Then number 4 was second. So it's that one, which was 1957, believe it or not. Okay. And then number 3, which is this one, which is 1970. And unfortunately, the one that got the least was 1977. From Elvis in concert, that photograph is, believe it or not. I believe it's probably Omar as well. So there you are. So the one that won was the 1968 NBC TV special, Sideburn. So that was an interesting poll. And again, I've got to say thanks, Dylan, for providing that poll. I thought it was a great idea and a lot of fun as well. So I'll play this again. Smoking hot photo of the week. Yes, smoking hot photo of the week is this one. And it's 1969, as you can see, in the white jumpsuit. And I hold my hand up and I admit 100% that I stole it from the Discord channel again, the Elvis Picture of the Day thread. So that's the sort of the standard of the pictures that we get on the Discord thread. And yes, love the bed hair. Edwidge says gorgeous. Rebel Vegan just gives 3 heads with hearted eyes. Maxine B is on fire, looking at that smoking hot photo. They were a little late tonight, but they did arrive. Yes. Yes, please, that messed up hair. Ruth Daniels screaming. Hi, Danny. How are you doing? Rebel Vegan just says smoking. Yeah. It's very, very hard to... I mean, he looked great when he came out of the army, but he also looked great in 1969 and 1970. And let's face it, he looked great all the time. That's for sure. So, wonderful. Be still my beating heart. Yeah. So that's this week's smoking hot photo. It just leaves me to say thanks very much to Dave for moderating. Thanks to everybody that phoned in. Great callers tonight. And thanks to everybody that took part in the quiz and so forth. And again, I cannot say enough how much I appreciate the support you give this channel. And to Elvis, of course, because at the end of the day, it's all about Elvis. Sorry about the little technical glitch on Brent's call. Thanks for that, Brent. So we'll do it all again next week, hopefully. More Elvis fun, topics, quiz questions. But until then, Al, what are you going to tell me?
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.